How much money do you think you're gonna be able to take this credit game?
I really want to hit 100 M's, man.
It's about creating generational wealth through this. When you on your phone, you're really hustling. When you're trying to scale, you have to have a
I was working at FedEx. I asked the guy for water. I was like, bro, I'm thirsty, man. I need to go get some water. No, end up finishing this trailer and then you could probably go. What, bro? I already knew what I was gonna become. Like, your ass gonna stay here. You gonna be a FedEx manager your whole life.
Somebody pay you money, that first 15 minutes is the most important part of that transaction. I believe in universal laws. Your ass jump off that balcony, the law gravity says you're gonna hit that ground. And guess what? You go jump off that balcony, you're gonna hit that ground.
Yeah.
There's something called the law of
Can you tell me a time when you was in the credit game and getting the credit going and you wanted to quit and you was like, nah, shit, I don't want to do this no more?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
What's the most funding you seen for a client?
$275. And what's crazy, it was like my first client too.
3 favorite banks that pull from Experian.
So I love the telco credit union. Union, obviously the main hitter.
One of the ones he didn't mention is if you into the Bitcoin and you trying to get into the trading and all that stuff, they gonna let you know the limit before you.
We're gonna pull that bitch out right now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Listen, if y'all got Wells Fargo, if you bank with them for at least 1 year, don't matter if it's just personal, business, whatever, they got a line of credit where you do not have to provide docs and you can get a good 20 bands on it. Even if it's over 2 years and you know you ain't got tax returns, still go for that line of credit.
Will, your 3 Equifax banks.
It's true, it's off rip, only because they don't care. They'll give you a nice 20 bands.
Yeah.
We'll give you 50 racks. And then for me, another Equifax, they busting on them 20 balls too.
Yeah. Hey, happy, it's your boy, Mr. CJ, what it do? Back with another video, man, and this one gonna be fire, man. We finna do some credit sauce conversations, you know what I'm saying? I got some legends in the building right now. I'm calling y'all legends early, bro, because I already know what y'all done and where y'all came from and where y'all headed. You guys are legends already for the impact that y'all are making in this credit game. And I know y'all done seen a lot of these faces online, you know what I'm saying, and we all together, man. It's a full circle moment here of passing that credit sauce down and passing it down to more people to get live, man. So we finna have this dope-ass conversation, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna pop it off with a question, and then we're gonna come back, you know, do some little storytelling introduction for people who don't know. But let's jump into a question. Hood Rich, I'm gonna start with you. When you done, pass it to Nova, then pass it to Will. So the first question out the gate, how much money or how far do you think you're going to be able to take this credit game?
To take this credit game, how much money? Oh, shit. It depends. Like, you talking about credit repair? You talking about
just overall the game of how you finna stay in it, get better, invest in other things, companies.
Okay,
what's your potential of, like, if I just, this credit game and what it's done for me, like how much money you think you finna hit and how far you finna take it just from that being the foundation of credit game?
I really want to hit 100 M's, man, off this credit shit. Because the benefit about the credit game, y'all, is you could really expand into any business you want to because you have access to the funding, all right, y'all? And everybody as well needs funding. The money is endless, to be honest with you. Sky's the limit, y'all. So just to put a number, 100 M's, but really, like, where life takes me, man, if I'm being honest with you, because you could literally like expand into any business that you want to. Everybody's gonna need funding for their business. You get what I'm saying? So there's always gonna be somebody down the block. Yo, I'm trying to tap in with this business. Oh, you trying to partner up on this business? We just need this certain amount of funding. That's where the credit game hops into. So wherever life takes me, man, the sky's the limit.
100 M goal, and then from there it's just like we finna see from there. It's on God at that point because
I'm telling you,
ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? No, what about you?
Nah, yeah, I mean, I like what Hood Rich said. You really can make an unlimited amount of money with the credit game, you know. But for me, I look at it like, how many people can I really help? You know what I mean? Because that's really, because see, I'm more of a creative type. You know, I've been working with CJ for a minute. He know I'm like a creative type. I like to get on Photoshop, bring up new ideas, try new stuff. But the credit game, man, people need it.
Yeah,
it wasn't even about what I wanted to do no more. It was like, if we don't get this information out to our people, you know what I'm saying, we not doing them no justice.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't, like, don't get me wrong with all the race stuff. I get it, but it's more about poverty and these rich people. That's the divide right there. You know what I mean? Like, so when you can help more people kind of cross that line and get over to being financially free, being able to make an investment, being able to chase a dream, like, that's super powerful. So as long as you steady helping people, that's gonna take you to the next level. Like, the moment you stop is when you'll stop making money. You know what I'm saying? So the more people you help, the more money you're gonna make.
Exactly.
Yeah, love that. Love that answer. Will?
Man, for me, it's more like, instead of not really a number, it's about creating generational wealth through this. Like, when it comes to credit, a big word that goes with it is access. You know, credit gives you access to funds and capital for, like Hood said, whatever you're trying to do, no matter what you're trying to do. And there's some game that basically all of us didn't get passed down to us, like other cultures get it passed down to them. So when I think of credit as far as long term, like the biggest thing that's on my heart about it is making sure like the generations in my family, not just my family, of course that's gonna be first, but anybody coming up under me that came up like us, you know, that we really pass this down and show them that like, yes, you can get 100 M's off of this if you take it to wherever you want to take it. So it's really about, you know, that generational knowledge to build generational wealth that comes from it. That
Good sauce. No, I'm gonna swing it back to you. Where'd that come from? You see, like, I believe, you know, the real game is helping people, and that's what I want to do, help people make sure they get the information. Like, why you ain't just got the credit game and keeping it to yourself and shining and dripping and just doing your own thing? Like, where does that come from for you to have that in your heart to be like, I'm focusing on like the impact of helping people?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all come from a place where we didn't have much growing up. You know what I mean? And I think about the person that I needed as a kid. Like, who was that? You know, who could I call? Who could I hit up? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you was looking for that
male guidance.
Yeah, like that guidance. You know what I mean? And like somebody needs to be able to put the monetary gain aside and actually help people. You know what I mean? Because like we said, the money is unlimited. You know what I mean? But with the game we all have, with the stuff that we know, we could really change so many people's lives. Like I think about somebody I did funding for, credit repair for, and now they son know what's up. And so now the whole it's 3 generations that all,
it's a cycle.
You know what I mean? Like that all came off the stuff that I taught them. You know what I mean? And that's major impact for me. And in the community you build behind that, knowing a lot of entrepreneurs, knowing a lot of people who got their head on straight, like it makes it, you get around people like y'all where you're motivated. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at it like it's a competition. Like, bro, I probably have never talked to the same people you talk to. I've never talked to the same people you talk to. And we've all been able to build up our own names, our own brands, and everything we doing, you know? So it's bigger than just one person, you know? And when you really realize that, you can take it to the next level.
Nah, for sure. And bro, to piggyback off of that, you know, how you said it's not about the monetary gain all the time. I believe in universal laws. You know, we know the law of gravity. Your ass jump off that balcony, the law of gravity says you're gonna hit that ground. And guess what? You go jump off that balcony, you're gonna hit that ground. There's something called the law of reciprocity. You know what I'm saying? You give and then you're gonna receive. You know what I'm saying? So if you giving out that game and you really looking out for people, and you know you got in your heart to, you know, do the right thing and really, you know, help change somebody's life, it most likely will come in money, because we gonna put a price on it. Of course, you go, ain't nothing free. But even if it don't come back to you in money, you know, it's gonna come back to you in some type of way that's gonna benefit you. You know, you will win too when you help other people win. It ain't all, you know, whether it come monetarily or not.
Yeah,
I would say too, it's an adrenaline rush too.
Get
noticed as well.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Where you come from the bottom, you don't like, you not really like, you just another person. You get what I'm saying? But then you get people like, damn, bro, you changed my life. You really leveled me up. Yada yada. Like sometimes I'll be at the airport and all of a sudden, like I got somebody recognizing me from my YouTube channel. Or like when I'm on the plane, I remember hopping in the plane going to ATL. First 2 seats, I got 2 of my viewers saying, "Yo, that's Hood Rich." Yeah. That shit is an adrenaline rush. Like, oh shit, like I'm really changing up the game. I'm really changing people's lives. Like they really tapping into my information. So it's really an adrenaline rush. Like as humans, we like that shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know,
it's that need to, like, we all have it as a human, that need to feel important.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, so when we actually out here doing like good work for people, doing like actually changing their lives, like that's super powerful, you know? And, you know, one thing I really realized about the credit game is there's so many different ways to do it. You know what I mean? Like I learned from CJ coming up, you know, I was like 22 at the time, and he was online, YouTube. And I remember like the first year of me like really working under him, he'd get on YouTube. I'm not doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not getting on YouTube. Like I just don't want to do it. And, you know, even seeing Hood Rich success with the YouTube, because bro, I've watched a lot of your videos too. Like, you know what I mean? But for me, like I've always been the kind of person that's more low key, you know what I mean? So I be in the streets, I'm hitting up real estate agents, I'm hitting up car dealerships, like so it might be a lot of clients online that I'm missing, but a lot of these people, they don't get online, you know, who need our help. So what about all those people too? You know, especially living in Miami, all the Spanish speakers. You know, I'm getting people on the team that can translate for me so that we can help different languages and no more language barrier. You know what I mean? Like And it's a lot of money to be made. It's real estate agents all over the world, and all they do is have clients that want houses that got money
Facts.
for the
That's
most
facts.
part. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I would say that's very true, man, because sometimes, you know, I don't really post like that. You know, I might post like 2 times a month, 3 times a month on the YouTube platform. People like, yo, Hood Rich, where you at? Yada, yada, yada. You know, money is not only based online, it's in person. You know, you
Facts.
meet these connections in person. You, especially in Miami, the connections that you can make in Miami,
Shit.
you out in the field making some bread. You out there conversating. You meeting up with people. You making bread. Like, you know, in person is very important too. So I really resonate with that, man.
And I want to say this, guys, like impact. And that's how we got here. You know, the impact. I started off with the money, and look at how you guys went to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of what we got going on. That's why we locked in, because again, this is a full circle moment for me, because when I was learning the game 2016, 2017, you know, it wasn't even cool to be an entrepreneur back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was really, really by myself trying to figure this out. And, you know, when I didn't want to do this shit no more,
Yeah.
you know, coming from the streets, we gotta be low. We always watching our shoulders, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Looking at it like, you mean get online?
Yeah.
So when Nova says that, when I tell him do YouTube, I want to do that shit, I'm not mad at him.
Yeah.
It don't matter if we have difference. I'm not mad. I'm like, I know where you at right now in life. And if somebody told me that shit back in the day when I was running the streets, I'm gonna say, get your ass out of my face too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the beauty is that you decided to do it. Whether it's online, Nova, or in person, it's the impact of changing people's lives. And like for me, I'm like, damn, bro, to pass the game to Will, and then pass the game to Hood Rich, and we pass the game Nova, and like you guys are changing lives. That is what we talking about here. So what I want to go into the question about is, because it happened to me a lot, you know, early in the game. Like, I'm gonna start with you, Hood Rich. We can swing it around.
For sure.
Can you tell me a time when you was in the credit game and getting the credit going that you was discouraged and you wanted to quit and you was like, nah, fuck this shit. I ain't finna do this credit shit. I ain't finna do this online no more. Like I don't want to do this no more. Was there ever a time you thought about throwing in the towel?
Never, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Never.
Yeah,
I
tell me
was
about it.
thinking very hard right now, but never. I never got discouraged because I knew the consequences behind it. You know, the consequences is very big. You go right back to your bullshit life. You get what I'm saying? So I never really had doubt, man. I always knew I was gonna be who I was gonna be. Before everything popped off, I was like, I really analyzed it. Oh yeah, people dropping content about this credit game shit, like suit and ties, normal. I'm gonna change up the game because people like a difference. You get what I'm saying? People like something different. So it's like, man, like this youngin, he's young. His name is Hood Rich Credit. You know, he's talking about credit at his own, like with his own little twist. I knew I was gonna pop off, man. So I didn't really doubt myself, to be honest with you, man. I never
Any
really
tough
had no
times,
discouragement.
any mistakes that happened that you was like, fuck, man.
I would have to think, but
You just been rolling.
I just kept
you
it
enjoyed the
pushing,
journey.
man. I ain't really, you know what I mean? I ain't really, because the mind is very important.
Yeah.
If you already in your mind thinking like you doubting yourself, bro, you was never gonna win in the first place. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Because you was like, oh man, I ain't gonna do this shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, just keep it pushing, bro. Eventually, this shit's gonna happen. Like, I already knew I was gonna make some bread. I already knew I was gonna be in the position that I was gonna be in. I was just so like, bro, when? Like, when is this shit gonna happen? Like, I was so desperate for it to happen faster than, you know, later.
I like that. I like that. No, what about you? Anytime in entrepreneurship, you just felt like, damn, man, I'm thinking about doing something else. I don't know if I can push through this credit
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, for me, I feel like with anybody, you know, it's a lot of those days where you start questioning, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing? Like, cause it be, before you start making money, it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of setting stuff up. It's a lot of this, that, the other stuff that don't really get mentioned. You know what I mean? But one of the things about like all of us, I think, is we have that self-drive to like get better, like every single day. Like, we're not gonna let ourselves fall. You know, like I'm not going back to poverty. You know what I mean? It's like that's just not an option. You know, but I feel like one of the hardest things for like all my clients at least is getting them past that mental hurdle. You know what I mean? Honestly, they don't like, the money is the easy part. I think y'all can attest to that. We can get the money like eyes closed. We don't even really got to try too hard for that. Like, that's how accessible this stuff is once you learn like how it all works. You know what I mean? But every client that we have, like, they always have a mental hurdle, whether it's, what am I gonna do with the money? I've never had that much money. I didn't even think that much money was possible. I can get it all in the next 30 days. Like, You know what I'm saying? It's so many crazy thoughts that's going through their head, and I feel like my job has been to get them over that hurdle more so than get them the money. Get their mentality right. Get them to think about money differently. Get them to think about different types of investments and things that they can do with the money. You know what I mean? We already know all the stuff we can't do, but when you get a bunch of money in your hand and all possibilities become available to you, that's even scarier at times. You know what I mean? Because now it's like, I don't want to mess up. Like, you know, I finally got a chance and I don't want to mess it up, but you got to take those risks, you know, and they need people like us to help push them, like, to take them. You know what I mean? They got to see somebody like Hood Rich, 18, 22 going crazy, somebody like me, somebody like CJ. Like, we all a whole different generation, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? But really giving the same game, really giving the same sauce to the people that need it. You know what I'm saying? And pushing them to be the best them, you know?
And to jump in again, you know, a lot of people online tell you that don't have an ego. You know, an ego is like looked frowned upon nowadays. But before I had bread, I had a big ass ego. I'm gonna tell you that, man. I had a fat ass ego, man. So me working, like when I was barely finding out about the credit game, obviously I had a job at the time and I was working at FedEx. I was at the warehouse and I remember I was in the back putting the boxes on the little rail and shit, you know? And I remember I asked for water. I had finished 2 loads. I asked the guy for water. I was like, bro, I'm thirsty, man. I need to go get some water. No, end up finishing this trailer and then you could probably go. I was like, what, bro? You tripping, man. Like, I already know what I was gonna become. Like, your ass gonna stay here. You gonna be a FedEx manager your whole life, bro. I don't see your ass, you know what I mean?
Hey.
So I had a big ass ego. I already knew I was the shit before I was the shit, you know? So, hey, if you got an ego, bro, like, use it to your advantage. You get what I'm saying? So
it can help your ass fight through
Yeah,
it. What about you?
exactly.
We finna get into some credit sauce, but any of them dog days of entrepreneurs that you were just like, man, I'm ready to throw in the towel with this credit shit. Like, fuck this credit shit, I'm out.
You know, I guess my journey was different because I had them. I definitely had them. I've had days where, you know, I wouldn't say that I was out, but I was definitely like, I didn't feel comfortable or I felt discouraged. And we all done credit repair. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, if it's a motherfucker out here saying that he did credit repair and every single client they had got the results they wanted, they are lying to you. They are liars.
Cap.
So
Stop the cap.
So I've definitely just had them times where, you know, because we took off quick. Like, you took off and then our whole team took off quick. So we always had different ways to make money. But credit repair always stayed there because that's where a lot of people got to start. And it's been days where I'm like, bro, I got 5, 6 different streams of income. I don't have to deal with this because this person's credit report is not getting fixed. And it got to a point where your YouTube went viral where we now have hundreds of clients. And it's a lot of people. And I'm like, gosh, man, I feel bad for these people. And they don't understand that I'm doing the most I can for them. And then, you know, they look at your Instagram or something, they like, damn, man, my shit fucked up and this nigga popping. And I'm gonna tell you, in real life, that shit used to bother me. It did. I used to hate feeling like I'm stunting on people because it wasn't about the people that I didn't know, it was about the people that I did know. You know, people that I've been knowing for 10, 15 years or family members. And, you know, they like, damn, man, I done gave this dude my money. And, you know, I done checked up for an update and this, and I'm still struggling. It's been 6, 7 months.
Yeah.
I feel like he hasn't helped me, but he's shining.
Yeah.
So those times used to get to me. Now I had to figure out, that's a part of the entrepreneurship journey though, is understanding that all you can do is what you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just had to learn like, hey bro, you doing all you can and you being transparent with these people. It's not gonna work for everybody. And you know, you need to understand that all money ain't good money. A lot of people in business will tell you don't work with family, don't work with friends. That was just one of the moments that, you know, before I learned that, I did have those discouraging moments with people I knew who wasn't getting the results that, you know, they thought they was going to get. And then, you know, it messed up friendships. I lost family members and stuff over business. So it was times where I was like, hey, I know how to do funding. I know how to do software. I know how to do social media. Fuck credit repair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you thought about the impact to what credit can do.
Exactly.
Whether you ever don't want to, whenever the bureau is tripping or the bank is tripping and you like, fuck this, but it's really like, nah, this credit shit is where it's at.
And then you got the clients that do get the wins. And they get that energy right back up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You got that client that's like, hey, bro, you get that text that morning, it's like, hey, my credit up 180 points. I just pulled off the lot with this Benzo. I just got me a crib. You know what I'm saying? I just did this, that. And then be like, nah, let me go ahead and throw some content back out there and get this shit back
keep
rolling.
this shit rolling, bro.
Yeah.
No, we all know in the credit game, you know what I'm saying? Shit could happen with the credit bureaus tripping or banks be tripping. You like, damn, I just got broke 30,000 and they came back and gave him 5K, but it was the same type shit. And those things can play with you a little bit in the credit game. Cause am I fucking up? And it's like, nah, they fucking up. We doing the right shit, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, before we, you know what I'm saying? We halfway in this thing, and I want to go ahead and get in the credit sauce. You know, that's where people really come from.
Yeah.
But at CJU, bro, we're going to talk about the mindset, whether y'all want to hear that shit or not. We're going to make sure your mind right and y'all can know a little bit about us and who we are as people when you want to tap in with us for this credit shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let's drop some credit sauce, you know what I'm saying, on the back end of this thing. Whoever want to stab at this one, what's the most funding you seen for a client?
I had one client got like 275,000.
Word?
And it was crazy. It was like my first client too.
Damn.
Like, bro, I don't know. I don't even like. It was to the point where I wasn't even charging a percentage yet. I was just like, yeah, pay me one payment and I'm gonna get you right, like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was still new. That was like my first client when I was working with you, and you kind of finally got me to understand what to do. Bro, she went crazy. And it was so many questions involved that I'm like, I gotta charge more for this. Like, I'm damn near answering. Cause see, me, I'm super detail oriented. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna make sure the client not just get the money, but understand how we got to this point, so that they know how to move forward with or without me. You know what I mean? It's that transparency that I really like to do with my clients. But man, 275,000, man. I'm talking about she was getting approved for everything. It didn't even matter. PNC 20K, Chase 50K, like
crazy profile. Was she at an 800?
I mean, yeah, she was at an 800, but she had never heard of business credit. I'm talking about to this day. She literally, after we got her that business funding, she literally quit her job and ain't worked in like 2 years. She like. Yeah. I can do what with my business?
I'm up 275. Like, I'm ready to get live.
I got all the options in the world. You know what I mean? And like, she takes full advantage of everything that comes with the credit. Like, she took a flight to Japan and she's like, yeah, I'm about to apply for this credit card so I can get the flight for free. Like, you know what I mean? She taking full advantage of all the introductory reward offers and stuff like that. Because the money is one thing, but all of the stuff that comes with the credit is even crazier. You know what I mean? Like, you can get a lot of free stuff, a lot of back doors, the Centurion Lounge. You get a lot of access, get around a lot of people just from having the same credit card.
You unlock that for her,
and I'm
bro.
telling you, that Centurion Lounge treats you different.
Oh man,
you walk in that shit, man. You walk in, you got people right there sitting down, laying back. You got old man getting some wine or some shit,
on the house,
tequila or some shit on the house. What would you like, sir? With a suit on, bro? That shit different.
You like, yes,
because
I got my Amex Platinum, motherfucker.
Yeah. And I'm the youngin' popping out.
The only young one in there.
We some travelers. What's y'all favorite Centurion Lounge? Just real quick.
Shit, I only been to
Houston.
For you, Houston.
Bush.
What was that Centurion Lounge? I think it was Houston as well.
Houston Live.
I think it was Houston, or it was ATL. I don't know if ATL got one, or I might be confused.
ATL do that Delta shit.
Yeah, it's Delta.
They missing us a 10.
Hey, bro, shout out to Denver International Airport for their Centurion Lounge, the best one I ever seen in my life. It had a spa in there. It had beds. It had pool tables. It was a whole game room. It had 2 bars. Hey, bro, if y'all travel to Denver, go find you a layover in Denver just for that Centurion Lounge.
You know what? I did do a layover, but I went to the damn smoke shop. I swear to God, I'm not even lying. I'm not even joking. I literally had a layover for 3 hours, didn't go to the Centurion Lounge. I left. He got an Uber and went to the dispensary. That was my first time. I still haven't been around Denver, but I said, I want to tap this gas out here. No bullshit.
Did that Houston Centurion Lounge have like a big ass screen with like a shelf of books and shit? Like where you could shower? Okay, then it was a Houston one. It was a Houston one.
What about funding though? What's the most fun you seen with a client?
Around the same type of funding that he said, like 250 around there, because we did 2 Chase applications. So he got a 50K swipe and he got a 75K swipe right off the bat. And then I switched over to the 2 computer play, and he got some decent limits, you know, some 20K limits. He got a 20K limit with DCU, I remember. He got, I think he had like a 25K limit with GM. Sometimes GM, they'll get you right with the credit card limits, but then sometimes you might have, a lot of debt on the business side. They check depth on the business side. And a couple other cards which racked up to around that same type of funding.
What about you, Will?
Man, around the same, just a little bit over 200. It could have been more, but the client was like, "Hey, I'm good.
I'm set."
Same thing. They had got like 75 on Chase, and then we didn't even hit a lot. They got 75 on Chase, and we ran the Amex play. Got them like 3 business cards with them, both the Amex Blues. And then the Platinum, they hit for like 15 on each of them. Got around 20 from Truist. But Wells Fargo, they offered 2 business lines of credit. One, and this, listen, if y'all got Wells Fargo, if you bank with them for at least 1 year, it don't matter if it's just personal, business, whatever, they got a line of credit where you do not have to provide docs and you can get a good 20 bands on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're...
Goddamn, I ain't know that.
Nah, for sure. They definitely got that for you. Even if you and they're looking for your business to be under 2 years. Now, even if it's over 2 years and you know you ain't got tax returns, still go for that line of credit. I just got, the dudes in Florida, like 15 to 20 each with that. But for the client that I'm talking about, they got a premium line of credit. You bank for them for 2 years and your LLC over 2 years. Now, this client I got, this was back in Cali, they was doing like $300 a month. Like, they just had a crazy construction business.
Yeah.
And they had got approved for, it was like 110 on the line of credit.
Damn.
And it wasn't even for the construction. They used the construction business to get the line of credit. It was for something else. But after that, they was good.
That's fine.
They ain't even care. So we could have kept going, but it was around, 200.
Okay, around that 200 range. All right, let me do some fire questions, y'all. We're gonna run it through, run it back. Let's see how many we can get off. The question I got is, give me your 3 favorite banks with Experian that pull from Experian.
Okay. I like credit unions, man, when it comes to Experian. So I love Patelco Credit Union. I don't know if they still hitting at the moment.
Bro, I
because
just got put on to them.
They still hitting.
They still.
When you talk to credit dudes,
I
you
just
say
got
one
put
bank
on.
name and
They
they gonna be like,
busting.
And they do that pre-approval.
That pre-approval,
Yeah. Pre-approval.
You got 15K. What y'all
They'll
need
literally
from
tell you the
Yeah.
limit before you get the income.
Yeah. I like
okay,
that.
one drop that gym. Here we go, y'all.
Yeah, you
I
can
hope y'all
pre-qualify.
still listening.
Yeah,
so
They
you
finna
could-
fire off.
So you could pre-qualify with Patelco, like they said, man. They'll show you your credit limit and the offer. I also too like Dover Federal Credit Union. Dover is very good, but I will say they want to see 2 years of you being in business. Sometimes there's certain institutions that don't require that, but yeah, they want 2 years. And obviously the main hitter, Amex. I
Yeah,
love
for sure.
Amex because it's sweet with them 3 approvals, like the 3 business credit cards. So
Fire. What about you with Experian?
I mean, the same ones he talking about. One of the ones he didn't mention is Gemini. It's
Gemini's good.
Gemini's
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
good. Like, and especially like if you into the Bitcoin and you trying to get into the trading and all that stuff, like. Yeah, Gemini one of them ones because they gonna let you know the limit before you.
Yeah,
we're gonna pull that bitch out right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got the Gemini here.
Let's go.
Let me see what that bitch at.
And what about you, Will? Why you getting it?
What we talking about? Experian?
Your 3 banks you like with Experian.
Experian. I mean, Amex for sure. I rock with them just because you can get unlimited cards if you add charge cards in there. Wells Fargo has now moved up on my list with them since I've been busting on their business line of credit with Wells Fargo. And then, I guess I'm basic with it, but I'm loving Chase, man.
Chase.
Who else are you going to get a 75K approval with
Yeah.
on one card? I mean, who?
for a new business. Like,
Come
you know
on,
what I'm
man.
saying? Like
You
you
busting right
really
now.
don't
Shit
need.
busting.
I don't know what time y'all watching this YouTube video, whatever, but if you're watching it ASAP, my guys got the Chase reps right here on this video. You ain't got to go nowhere else. If you ain't got a Chase plug in, my guys right here got the Chase plug. All right, we're going to go to you, Will, swing it back around.
Hold on. We gotta show that Gemini card.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's it right
Yeah,
there.
No cap.
My
No
boy
cap.
getting Bitcoin.
Crypto
You know what I'm
rewards.
saying?
Yeah,
Like, getting that
let's
Bitcoin.
go. Will, your 3 Equifax banks.
Equifax. Truist off rip only because, like Nova just said with Chase, they don't care if you a new business, bro. If that credit is fire, business structure right, they'll give you a nice 20 bands.
Yeah.
A nice 20 bands for that application outright. This bank I'm about to name is geo-sensitive, which means it's only offered in certain states, but KeyBank. Key Bank, and I heard Hood talk about this before. Key Bank will give you 50 racks. Whether you want to split it up between the line of credit and the credit card or just do one, however you want to do it, Key Bank definitely busting. Shout out to my boy Detroit Revenue up in Michigan who be putting me on. And then for me, another Equifax, once again, is geosensitive. It ain't everywhere. I got two, but FNBO and Citizens. I get down with them because, you know, they busting on them 20 balls too.
Yeah.
No, well, who you like with Equifax?
Nah, yeah, ViStar, they're a real good one out here in Florida.
See, I ain't even heard of them. What's that?
Yeah, they a credit union.
Say it again?
It's called ViStar.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
My first client with them, they got approved for a $25K car and a $100K car loan, like nothing. You know what I mean? Easy work. You know what I mean? They more in like the mid Florida area, like around Orlando. But you know, if you set up your LLC out here, you know, you can end up with an address out there, and you can get right in with them. They real smooth. Zion Bank Corporation. That's like, it's basically, you know, you got the name of your bank, but it's somebody who own that bank. You know what I'm saying? And Zion's Corporation is one of the biggest ones on the West Coast. Like they got a National Bank of Arizona. I just got somebody a $25K approval from them. California Bank and Trust. They all pretty much the same, but you know, they got a different name because they in a different area, but they all owned by the same person. You know what I mean? So using those banks right there, like they've been real good too. Like, and those some more of the low key banks where you got to really do your research and kind of understand what's going on, what they looking for. But once you get into those, man, they giving some good limits for sure.
Yeah, y'all unloading the clip.
Yeah.
Who you like on Equifax?
Yeah, I say the same as well. I like Truist. Truist is so sweet.
It's green, ain't it?
Yeah, it's so green.
I ain't gonna lie,
But
they been pissing me off lately, man. They don't like none of my people. I ain't gonna lie. Denials.
we gonna team up. Next client you got, we gonna sit down
I'm
and y'all help my dog with the Truist
Come
play
on, man.
to make sure he ain't lacking. Hey, y'all need to pass him an assist so he can get his points up with Truist. Y'all gotta get past my dog the ball.
Yeah.
So who you got? Who Rich? You said Truist. Who
I
else?
said Truist, Key Bank, because their business line of credit is very good as well. You can't apply for the business credit cards online. That's a little downside.
Yeah.
But you got to go in person,
Okay.
show your LLC information, but they'll throw you a nice little 50K business line of credit. And then also too, I like the GM Rewards business credit card. I already said that one, you know, or PenFed. But PenFed, they don't got no business products like that, you know. I don't think they even have business products.
They don't.
They don't.
Like I
But
said, y'all
that
can give me some
personal
personal.
busting.
Y'all can give me some personal too. It don't gotta be all business.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I really love PenFed, but that's on the personal side if you're trying to structure your personal credit. Those are my three.
Fire. All right, we'll swing this one back around the last real TransUnion. What three banks you like with TransUnion? Personal or business?
TransUnion. Now with TransUnion, there's not really a lot of institutions on the credit union side when it comes to TransUnion, but I do like Service Credit Union. Now Service Credit Union, they might pull your Experian as well, but sometimes they pull TransUnion. All right, so Service Credit Union hits very good. They allow double dipping as well. You could do Tower Federal Credit Union. They very good as well. And then obviously I always say Navy. They on the personal side. The business credit card pulls Experian though. Damn, like
Who NASA get down with? Because they be
NASA's
busting on the
Experian.
personal
They
be
side, right?
Experian.
I done seen a couple.
Yeah.
They do the
Equifax,
pre-approvals.
too.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, who we get to know. If you said that one bank usually do TransUnion, but sometimes you pull Experian, can we freeze the Experian file and then make them only pull TransUnion, or they'll deny you? If
Sometimes they might give you an email and saying that, oh, we couldn't process your application because your bureau was frozen. And I will say this, a lot of y'all be hitting Amex. Amex now is hitting TransUnion as well. They're not only pulling Experian, they hitting TransUnion. So, you know, make sure you pre-qualify with Amex because now they allow you to pre-qualify with all your bureaus unfrozen. And then when you go and get that email to accept the card, you can actually, how do I say it? Damn, what was I gonna say, bro? I forgot this play mid sentence.
It's with TransUnion.
Yeah, because there's a little play where you could, you know, the little play that I told you where you could freeze your bureaus.
Yeah.
You want to get all those cards out the way and then accept the Amex cards, and they won't trip if you got a recent increase on your
They
credit
already
report.
hit you with the approval.
Exactly. They'll still throw you the credit cards, man. But
So, wait, let me make sure I got it right. So you're saying hit your TransUnion banks, but if you already pre-approved with Amex, they'll still accept the card offer, even if you got recent inquiries that you just hit, like multiple inquiries. Word?
They'll
Because
still let it through.
Because with Amex, it's not a pre-qualified it's an approval.
It's
It's
an
just up
approval.
to you to accept it. And once
Exactly.
you accept it, then they hit you with the inquiry. So you do the application, and once you do it, they're gonna let you know if you approved or not. So when they say approve, it's up to you to accept it. So you do what he
So
said, get
that's
your
a
other
little
banks
play.
out the way.
Yeah,
That's
abuse your credit profile, abuse stacking, and then accept the Amex card.
hey,
that
That's why you gotta-
that's a free gem right
Yeah,
there.
Yeah. So a lot of you guys are watching this, like, I'm gonna take this free game and I'm gonna try to do this shit on my own. For what? Because let me not knock nobody who don't want to do this on their own, because we all been there. But it's like, if you just tap in with us and just let us help you with the funding, one fuck off in the funding game can cost you how much?
Well, this shit like chess. You make a wrong move,
Man.
you stuck in the game for a couple
Like
months.
by just applying to this bank before I apply to this one cost you 30 ball.
Yeah.
Facts.
I got
Like-
it into my contracts. Like, hey, 5% if you do anything other than what I told you. Like,
You need to.
because
No
you messing
bullshit.
up the whole thing. Like, we were about to get you 150K. You decided to go do this, that, and the other. You went to go buy a car because your credit went up. Like, come
You
on,
listen
bro.
to
Like,
this dude, that, then
yeah,
you touching shit on the
yes,
computers,
yeah, nah.
and you putting stupid. I ain't gonna say stupid. You just putting wrong shit on the application because that shit's so detailed on nigga, where
Yeah.
you live and
Yeah.
your own, your
All that
rent, and
matters.
that matters. So I know y'all getting a lot of free game on the internet, and you like, I'm finna just do my own thing and not listen to people who've been doing this for years, and that's cool. That's cool, but I'm telling you, you can really cost yourself a lot of money by not just tapping in the first time. Get the game from somebody and then go help your friends and family once you really soak it up. Like, take the credit funding game very serious by tapping in first. Cause see, ain't no point in ain't no point of trial and error.
Yeah.
We did that shit for you.
Yeah. We went through that shit.
I done
already.
already fucked up multiple times for you, bro. And then was able to teach him and teach him and teach him. So they didn't seen this shit happen so many times. So there's no reason to be guessing.
Exactly.
There's no reason for somebody to be guessing on funding sequences when we giving y'all as much game as we can for free online, but you can just tap in with somebody and we get on a phone call and really chop it up off this internet shit so we can really tell you how to bust the bank. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give y'all another play too as
Go
well
ahead.
that I want to let people know that I don't see nobody talking about. When you guys are stacking multiple credit cards and you guys already pre-qualified the information and then you already get the submit button, sometimes there's certain financial institutions where you think is a submit button, but it takes you to another page where you have to verify your phone number or your email. And then finally, after you do that, they'll give you the submit button.
Bank
you know
of
what I'm saying?
America.
So imagine you already click submit with the other financial institutions and the inquiries already hit on your credit report. But then now when you finally, get that verified phone number page and you haven't clicked submit, by the time you click submit, the inquiry's already hit. And now you look like, bro, you just applied for some shit. Like you're trying to get some bread off the
Happened
bus.
to me yesterday with Bank of America.
Bank of America, I was about to say that. They give you the verified phone number
It
and the
say
email.
submit, then it say, nah, but we need to verify this information again.
Exactly.
Wait,
So
man.
watch
And
out.
then look, that scroll, I was like, damn, I'm scrolling for 10 minutes trying to get down there.
They
to
said
submit.
that boy trying to run that hood rich credit stacking play.
No
We got
bullshit.
some for his ass. The BOA
Yeah.
Madness. Submit. That's
So,
some good game, boy.
So be careful with secondary pages. PenFed does this as well. You think it's a submit button, then they got an e-sign disclosure.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of shit like that you
That's
gotta watch
good
out for.
game, bro.
You know?
No, your 3 banks you like with TransUnion.
A lot of my Chase business clients, it hit TransUnion. Sometimes it'll hit Experian too, but I've gotten a lot of like TransUnion hits from
My
that.
Chase business here, all 3, bro.
And yeah, it just depends on like where that person is, where their business located.
Yeah.
And U.S. Bank, one of my favorites right now too, because bro, they offering 18 months 0% interest.
That U.S. Bank
I
triple
don't know who
cash.
else giving you a year and a half 0%. Like that's one of the longest terms I've seen as far as 0%. So I really like U.S. Bank too.
This sounds weird. TransUnion
Man.
banks you like?
Just like he said, U.S. Bank, it's the U.S. Bank triple cash, bro. 18 months, 0% interest is wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You gotta come tough with US Bank though. You gotta
Yeah.
your profile gotta look good.
That's
ain't it?
true because this is the thing I've seen as far as you saying you got to come tough. If you ain't coming correct, you may get the denial, but most of the time they'll approve you, but they gonna give you 2-3 bands if you
Yeah.
ain't coming correct.
Yeah.
2-3 bands, but tap in with us because we got the sauce on how to come correct. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But U.S. Bank for sure. And then I got 2, maybe they sleepers, maybe you heard them, maybe not. But on the business side, BMO Harris. At first I used to have problems with them, but I learned how to crack them motherfuckers.
BMO Hair is good.
I learned how to crack them, you know what I'm saying? BMO Harris on the business side. And then, bro, Univis. You heard of Univis?
Univis, yeah.
Univis
Eline
on-
Financial.
They run through Eline. So those my three.
On the personal side, y'all still fucking with the Apple Card?
Apple Card is a good starter
Yeah,
card.
I like the Apple Card.
Are they still busting? Like you can get 20K out of them?
I really just
I
see
ain't
like
getting no
You ain't gonna start at
Yeah,
20K, but
nah.
if you get active and use your credit card the right way, they will increase
The
that limit.
increase
Like,
game, right?
They
Increase
So
Yeah,
if somebody
very
get like
good.
5 to 10, you can bump them up to 20K on the Apple Card?
exactly, yeah.
Look, speaking of personal real quick, I was just talking to CJ about, well, he seen it yesterday or 2 days ago. Bro, how we saying we don't rock with Capital One? You know, Capital One stingy.
Oh.
You know, they stingy on limits and shit. But I started running the pre-approval on just the Capital One Venture X. 10 he seen it.
Mhm.
I'm busting 10 and
They
these
doing a pre-approval for that one? Though?
I got look, even for y'all, CJ, I'm gonna get this gift to the audience. I got a full pre-approval list that I'll give y'all for free that got all the banks, credit
It
unions,
was like 60
fintechs.
banks.
Huh?
It was like 60 banks.
It's
you
like
had in
60 and it's pre-approvals. I tell you if they show the limit first. I tell you if it's just a pre-qualified. I got all the links to them, everything. I'm gonna get that to y'all. But that Capital One Venture X started doing the pre-approval, and I've been thin profiles. Homie had probably like 2 accounts on his profile. None of them was 2 years. They was barely 2 bands. That Venture X gave him 10,800 off the pre-approval, and I had
Capital,
another
bro.
one. Dude.
I might tap in with Capital One again. Shit, it's
Yeah.
like
Just the Venture
It's
X,
like a
though.
hoe that done put herself together, and now
Yeah.
you're running back to
Wait.
it. You know what I mean?
Just the Venture X, because I've been trying. I said, oh, dang, I done fucked up the nigga profile.
Remember I
Get
told
them
you
other
Wells
ones.
Fargo had just dropped that new car, auto. I can't remember what it is.
Hey, it's called it's altitude, not altitude.
It's a new car they
Yeah.
just dropped. It's a Wells Fargo person. That whole giving like 5-time points on travel.
Word.
Bro just dropped the game. I can't think off the top of my head. Y'all will get it. And so basically, they trying to compete with Amex.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you doing the Amex travel shit, you got to go through the portal and all that shit to really do it. To get to max your points, you gotta go through the Amex travel portal to really. So Wells Fargo came out with like 5. Yeah, look that mug up,
I'm
Will.
about to see.
It's like 5 ton of points, something like that. But you can book directly with the airlines, directly with the hotel. You ain't got to go through no portal. And I was like, that's how you come in Wells Fargo, okay? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get in the game, you know what I'm saying? Compete. Because that's the thing, bro. These credit card companies, you know what I'm saying? They can play hardball with us all they want to, but they got to issue these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But that's when I tell you, I mean, I dropped some games. So, check out that Capital One sauce there. Y'all done went through some banks.
Yeah.
We gonna get ready to land this up. One more fire thing I want to go through. We talk about some funding. Any advice giving people who stuck in the credit repair stage? Like, I'll throw something out there just to get it started. Y'all recommend people still clean up their personal information before you start the credit repair process, or that don't really matter that much no more?
Okay. I would. Well, it depends, man. It depends on what you're trying to get off. In my case, but I would definitely recommend to always get the information structured correctly, because you could find some inaccuracies. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, I would definitely recommend that. You know, but also too, software as well. Like, have a disputer in place, because you know eventually you're gonna scale up your business to the point where you want it operated hands off. You know, find a disputer. I have disputers as well. I offer that as well in my school community. I give you direct access to my disputer. She's been in the game for a long time, and she'll basically operate the whole business for you. All right, y'all. That's for the people that are really trying to scale their credit repair business.
You mean by disputer somebody that goes in and do the disputes?
Knows about CFPB complaints, know about, you know, basically the whole game.
And they do the
cold.
disputes
She
for your
cold.
clients.
Will
She
know
nah,
she goes.
she cold. She
I like that.
She that
Any-
issue.
In the game, no, you want to get somebody for credit repair. Like, hey, I'm listening to all that funding game y'all giving, but I'm a little jammed up right now. What should I do for credit repair?
I mean, credit repair, man, it really just come down to you being vulnerable about your situation. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they don't want to tell you they need credit repair.
Right.
They don't want to show you what's going on. You know, at the end of the day, it's like going to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? You know you sick. You got to go in there and let him look up what's wrong real quick. So when you come to somebody like us, it's a lot of different processes you can use. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to credit repair, it's like being a lawyer. How do you interpret the law? You know what I mean? How are you going to use these laws to get what you're trying to accomplish? You know what I mean? And you know, once you kind of get that credit repair down and like you kind of see it works, I think one of the biggest things that stop people from doing it is like they've been scammed before, or they've seen somebody who has scammed, or they did a 7-8 month process where nothing changed. You know what I mean? But it's some real good credit repair out here. Like, I mean, we've been working together for a while, and we've seen 280 point jumps in a week. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one of the ways that you know, we go crazy with the funding is because, like you said, with Experian, you can knock them off in 24 hours, but with TransUnion and Equifax, you can knock them off in about 5-6 days. Like any other you know, inquiries on there. So that, like, the credit repair is like vital to funding. You know what I mean? Because even if you're not, like, let's say your credit perfect, we still might need to get these inquiries off so that we can go apply to another set of banks. You know what I mean? So that credit repair part is like an essential part of being able to take funding to the next level, because they go hand in hand. You know what I mean? Knowing how to protect yourself and then knowing how to use that law as well. Like, use like all that. Like, once you put it all together, it makes it really easy to grow, to scale, to get a lot of different funds from a lot of different banks. You know what I mean? There's 1,000 banks out here. You know what I mean? Like, if all of them give us $10,000, we have a whole lot of money.
There you go.
And if you get a group together, that shit gonna go crazy.
Go crazy.
Man.
Now you got $1 million group.
And that's what we doing right here, showing you the power of
Group
of
economics.
credit people getting together at groups. That's what y'all seeing here. Will, what you got for credit repair? Any advice for people in the credit repair game?
Yes, and we talking about like people who doing credit repair.
Any game,
Alright.
somebody that just
I'm
just
gonna
get some
spit at
sauce.
people who doing credit repair. Hey, bro, get your onboarding together, and like Hood said before, I recommend like using the software if you're doing credit repair, and figuring out, you know, how to get that onboarding done good, and then customer service. The biggest thing that credit repair clients have a problem with is communication. Communication. Like I said earlier, it's gonna be times where, bro, you probably haven't gotten this or that off for a client, but they really just care about, man, are you communicating with me? Because I know my shit fucked up. I know I got that repo and that eviction and this child support and this bank. I got all that on there. I know that this is some work, but just talk to me. Just talk to me. So figure out the communication part of your business. Take that just as serious as you do, you know, sending that invoice. And take that just as serious as, you know, send out these disputes. Make sure you're communicating with your clients. And then one other thing I would say that changed credit repair for me years ago, even, you know, all the way up to today, learn that CFPB. Whatever that means to you, learn how to operate and work that CFPB, man.
Yeah, you get it done. And y'all that's been listening on this whole time, man, I hope y'all got some value, which I know y'all did, because for me, you know what I'm saying, being the OG in the credit game and help bringing this out to people all over the country, you know what I'm saying, that's not from Houston, and being able to connect with these guys from my YouTube channel and seeing them growing their own and the impact that we've been able to do here with CJU, man, it's just so amazing. But like, again, I did this shit so long ago that I had to transition to do something to advance us and move us forward as these guys are growing their brands and businesses and making a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? And going into software systems, operations, business coaching, high ticket offers is what I do now. You know, I've lost track of so many gems in the credit game. Like, I know y'all probably watching this shit like, damn, I bet Chris know all this shit. If they know it, he got to know it. No, the fuck I don't. I actually don't. Like, this whole time I'm listening, I'm like, what the fuck is Gemini card? And what the fuck is I'm with Will every day? I don't even know what the hell he talking about. And then Nova over here dropping banks out the sky and shit, talking about corporations with a main corporation and small corporation. I'm like, I talk to these guys every day, and I don't even know this funny shit that they talk about. And that just goes to show, man, how hard y'all been working, how much y'all been studying, and y'all ain't playing. Y'all ain't fucking around. Like, I just threw y'all some questions that we did not talk about before, that y'all didn't get prepped for. I just threw some credit answers out there, and you motherfuckers start spitting fire like dragons. Yeah. Like, just going off, you know what I'm saying? Because that means y'all really do this.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't cap.
Yeah.
Y'all really do this, so you can hear it, you can see it, and y'all giving away freely, easily, you know what I'm saying? And that shit just fire to where, like, you know, I get to learn from y'all. Yeah. And that's what this whole conversation was about, a full circle credit conversation of, like, I was able to help bless y'all with the credit game, and y'all are blessing me back. Yeah. That shit funny, huh? Y'all are telling me what to do in credit now. You know what I'm saying? And that shit just so amazing. Last thing I want y'all to just follow up with here, to just swing it back this way, because I had to let y'all kill it on credit, because y'all running this shit now. You know what I'm saying? How much has learning about GoHighLevel software systems and automations, how much has that game been implemented in y'all credit game? How much has that impacted y'all?
Man, software is just very important, man. This like I said, when you really trying to scale your business, you gotta learn about software. You gotta learn about something like GoHighLevel, where you put, the automations put into place where you don't have to be hands-on your business, all right? If you trying to make M's, you gotta learn software. You gotta have everything automated, because eventually there's gonna be times where you can't reach all the emails, you can't reach all the responses, through your normal DMs. You got to transfer them people over to GoHighLevel, and then you have some automations put into place where they automatically get a product, they automatically get a sales call, shit like that, man. So it's very important, man. GoHighLevel will really up your business, man.
Love that you learning it. No, but how do you feel like we helped you with the GoHighLevel game and the systems? How much that impacted your business?
Yeah, I mean, having a website is cool, but when you actually got that back end, I really walk you through like when Will set it up for me. You know what I mean? He made it easy for all my funding clients to get in here. He made it easy for all my repair clients to get in here. You know what I mean? For me to get all the documentation that we need for whatever we're trying to do for that client. So it made it real easy. But my advice was just don't be intimidated in the beginning. Like in the beginning, my systems wasn't like that, but I had a pretty decent system.
It was rocking.
And then I got with some people, I got better. I'm working on it now to improve it even more. It's steps over time. You know what I mean? You can't expect to be perfect that first day, to understand everything that it's going to take, but you get around people who are experts in that field as well. And then you learn, you grow over time. Like, you know what I mean? And so taking that high level, I mean, bro, I use it almost every day now.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I use the funding onboarding page, the repair onboarding page more than anything. Like, they don't even care about my website.
Yeah.
Just go hop on board real quick.
There we go.
Yeah.
Will, for you, how does that make you feel to know all the hard work you put in learning operations and systems to GoHighLevel and a specific niche as far as credit, and you being able to work with both of these guys and helping them with their systems to make sure they credit business is going smooth and organized? Like, how does that make you feel, seeing that the hard work you put in building that will GoHighLevel, implementing these guys, and to hear what they say and how important it is before they even knew how important it is? How did that make you feel?
I mean, Rich used this term earlier. It's an adrenaline rush. Like, I'm feeling it right now. It's an adrenaline rush because you are a part of somebody's success. It ain't got to be a big part, but
Nah, it's a big part, man.
I'm about to say, hold on now.
Hey, I guess,
somebody
it's a big
back
part.
end systems is fucking big.
It's a big part. And, bro, it's liberating, bro. Like, that just brings the excitement. It's like when I was talking about credit earlier, how, I got the clients that ain't doing good, but then when I hear that guy that got that 800, I'm ready to go. Bro, they got me ready to go find somebody else I can help. Like, let's get this going, because as far as what we do in the credit game, when it comes to repair, funding, whatever services we giving, bro, when you on your phone, you really hustling.
Yeah.
You really hustling when you on your phone. Ain't nothing wrong with hustling. You know what I'm saying? That's why we are what we are today, because we hustlers. But when you trying to scale and really trying to, transition to not a hustler no more, but a real business owner and scale a business, you have to have a system so you can streamline 3 things. Onboarding, very important. Somebody want credit repair and tap in with you, or they want funding, and they got to text your phone and shit. Now, hey, bro, somebody pay you money. That first 15 minutes is the most important part of that transaction. They need to feel like I didn't just give somebody my money who's going to make me uncomfortable or make me feel like I made a bad decision. You got to have software for that. GoHighLevel is the best as far as onboarding, making somebody feel extremely content with the decision they made when they handed over that money to you for a service that they need you to get. And then the second thing, it helps you streamline your operations, having software. Like Hood said, bro, you got all these people tapping in. You can't answer DMs all the time and text. No, bro, put it in the CRM. Have somebody in there that can work that software and answer all these people back. And then it just helps for fulfillment too. Now, since people are taken care of on the communication side because your software helped you automate that part, you have more time to focus on the fulfillment, which is the meat and potatoes of it. And that's what GoHighLevel brings. And you know, we all have experienced that. We all have
Reaching that go high
experienced
level with credit. Man, this was amazing, y'all.
Yeah.
This was amazing conversation, bro. Y'all dropped a whole lot of sauce, and I hope people don't get lost, man. I had a great time talking to y'all, man. Just this was great. This full circle moment and hearing the sauce y'all dropped and where we at and ended it off with the Go High Level software sauce. It's amazing, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna put down in the description how you can reach out to these guys. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to learn a lot more about what Nova got going on, man. I want y'all to really tap into what, you know, Hood Rich is doing, you know, building up his channel, what Will is doing when he finna work with me at CJU System, scaling and growing credit brands and funding brands and building businesses all the way to the next level. Like, I can't wait to just like keep this going, man. This was amazing. We're gonna definitely have some more conversations like that. All right, y'all, we finna get ready to sign off. But I was thinking about one more thing. I know we need to go. CPNs, man. Can I get one of those? I'm trying to get a crib, man. I'm trying to get a high rise in Miami. I'm trying to get a Lamborghini. Can y'all help me with some CPN sauce so I can burn some shit out?
Man.
Nah, I know what I'm saying. I'm just fucking with y'all, man. I'm just fucking with y'all.
I don't know what Nova was about to say.
Nah, we do this shit the right way. I'm just fucking
You
with
gotta
y'all,
cut
man.
the camera. I'm not gonna get to talking too much. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, everybody got tight, man.
What we about to take
It
this?
just got hot.
Fucking around, man. We got y'all enough sauce so y'all don't get lost, man. Till next time, it's your boy, Mr. CJU, man. Hap.
That's
good.
That was hot.
Man.
That was good.
Like,